They're pretty old, huh? It wouldn't be so strange if they just died.
These 15 Korean actors are thriving in Korea, but they also live surprising lives abroad. From secret homes to unexpected side hustles, the reasons might just shock you. Let's expose it.
If you've ever wished that you could actually understand what they're saying in scenes like this, I got something special at the end of this video.
15. Lee Dae. Born in Seoul on April 19, 1984, Lee Dae moved to Sydney, Australia, with her family during her school years. There, she not only adapted to a new culture, but excelled in her studies, eventually gaining Australian citizenship. Her fluency in English and international upbringing gave her a unique edge when she returned to South Korea to pursue acting. Dae quickly rose to fame with hit dramas like My Girl, Green Rose, and Miss Ripley, but what really set her apart was her ability to connect with global audiences. She was one of the first Korean actresses who could comfortably give interviews in English, no translator needed, which made her a favorite among international media and fans.
For this reason, the contestants have been divided alphabetically into 4 teams: blue, yellow, black, and red.
While her career is firmly rooted in Korea, Lee Dae frequently visits Australia and has referred to it as her second home. Even after marrying singer Seven in 2023, she continues to embrace both cultures, balancing her busy Korean entertainment life with quiet getaways abroad. Her cross-continental lifestyle is a perfect example of a global star who never truly left her second home behind. 14. Kim So-hyun. You might know her as the queen of melodramas and a solid figure in K-drama industry, but did you know Kim So-hyun was actually born in Australia? On June 1st, 1999, she entered the world in the city of Townsville before moving to South Korea at the age of 4. By 7, she was already acting, and she's been stealing hearts ever since. Though she grew up in Korea, her Aussie beginnings still fascinate fans. She's fluent in English and carries an understated global charm that adds to her quiet magnetism on screen.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you today?
I'm good.
With massive hits like Love Alarm, The Tale of Nokdu, My Lovely Liar, and now Good Boy, Kim So-hyun has become one of the most beloved actresses of her generation, not just in Korea, but worldwide. 13. Tae-yu. Real name, Yu Tae. He was born on April 11, 1981 in Cologne, Germany, to South Korean immigrant parents. Raised in Europe, Tae soaked up Western culture from a young age and later trained as an actor in both New York and London. Talk about a global education. Fluent in Korean, German, and English, this seamlessly moves between cultures and continents.
Imagine like a boy like myself. I was born and raised in Germany, then came to the States to study, and now I'm in Korea as my home base.
His multilingual skills have landed him roles in international productions, but it was his haunting performance in Past Lives that truly launched him into global stardom. The film became a worldwide sensation, and Tae's quiet intensity and emotional depth made him an instant favorite among critics and audiences alike. Unlike most actors on this list, he has never lived permanently in South Korea. His career has been built across Europe and the US, and he proudly refers to himself as a man of the world. With a passport full of stamps and a resume that spans oceans, Tae-yu is the definition of an international Korean star. 12. Claudia Kim. Claudia Kim is one of the rare Korean actresses who've successfully bridged the worlds of Korean dramas and Hollywood blockbusters. She spent part of her childhood in the US, where she became fluent in English, an edge that would later define her international career. She started gaining attention in Korea through dramas like Brain and 7th Grade Civil Servant, but her global breakout came when she entered the Marvel Cinematic Universe as Dr. Helen Cho in Avengers: Age of Ultron. Her Hollywood journey continued with the Fantastic Beasts franchise, where she played Nagini, one of the most iconic and surprising roles in the series. After several years focused on international projects and motherhood, Claudia Kim made a powerful return to Korean television in 2024 with JTBC's fantasy romance drama The Atypical Family. Though she's based in South Korea, Claudia lives a truly global life, frequently traveling between Seoul, Los Angeles, and other international cities for film, fashion, and press. Her presence in both Western and Eastern entertainment industries proves that a Korean actress can carry stories across continents without losing her cultural identity. 11. Choi Woo-shik.
They're pretty old, huh? It wouldn't be so strange if they just died.
Choi Woo-shik was born on March 26, 1990 in Seoul, but his childhood took a major turn when his family moved to Vancouver, Canada. There, he spent most of his formative years, attending school, speaking fluent English, and embracing a Western lifestyle. At one point, he even considered a completely different future in Canada, never imagining that acting would be his path. But at 19, driven by a desire to connect with his Korean roots and explore a creative career, Woo-shik returned to Seoul. Despite initial language and cultural challenges, he quickly found his footing in the Korean entertainment scene. After standout roles in dramas like Rooftop Prince and Fated to Love You, he rose to global fame with films like Train to Busan and especially Parasite, the Oscar-winning phenomenon that changed his life overnight. Now living in Seoul, Choi Woo-shik still proudly acknowledges his Canadian upbringing. He often reminisces about his time in Vancouver and maintains close friendships with people from his life abroad. 10. Ahn Hyo-seop. Ahn Hyo-seop moved to Toronto, Canada, with his family at a young age. There, he grew up with a Western education, became fluent in English, and originally planned for a future abroad. But at 17, he made a bold choice. He returned to South Korea alone to chase his dreams in the entertainment industry. Adjusting wasn't easy. He struggled with the language, cultural differences, and even his Canadian accent.
When things get too spicy, how do you handle it? Usually, I try to enjoy the pain. That's usually the reason why I eat spicy food.
But through sheer determination and undeniable talent, Hyo-seop slowly climbed the ranks, from JYP Entertainment trainee to leading man. Now, he's one of Korea's most in-demand actors, known for his standout roles in Business Proposal, Dr. Romantic, and A Time Called You. His height, intelligence, and easy charm have earned him a massive fan base both in Korea and overseas. 9. Park Solomon. Born on November 11, 1999 in Uzbekistan, Park Solomon, better known as Lomon, is part of the Koryo-Saram community, an ethnic Korean minority in Central Asia. He spent his early childhood in Uzbekistan and Russia before eventually moving to South Korea with his family. Growing up across borders, Lomon became fluent in Russian and Korean, with a multicultural upbringing that still shapes him today. After starting out as a model, he transitioned into acting and quickly gained attention for his unique visuals and quiet charisma. His breakout came with All of Us Are Dead, which launched him into global fame, followed by Revenge of Others and Lookism. But his popularity stretches beyond Korea. Fans in Russia, Kazakhstan, and other CIS countries have embraced him as one of their own. 8. Moon Ga-young. Born in Karlsruhe, Germany, Moon Ga-young spent the first 10 years of her life immersed in European culture. Her South Korean parents had been living in Germany for years, and she grew up speaking both German and English fluently. At age 10, her family moved back to South Korea, a shift that would set her on the path to stardom. She began acting as a teenager and quickly rose to fame with roles in dramas like Tempted, True Beauty, and The Interest of Love. Fans often attribute her calm charisma and independent mindset to her European upbringing, something she embraces openly. In several interviews and even on variety shows, she showcased her fluent German, leaving fans utterly charmed and asking for more.
Mach dir keine Sorgen, 걱정하지 말래요. Ich werde alles tun, dir zu helfen. 내가 너를 도와주겠다. Alles wird besser. 다 괜찮아질 거야. Versprochen, 약속할게. Ich bin immer an deiner Seite. 내가 맨날 너의 편이야.
Though she's now based in Seoul, Germany continues to be a meaningful part of her identity. Her international roots, multilingual talents, and unmistakable edge make Moon Ga-young a standout on this list of Korean stars with lives beyond Korea.
If you want to start learning Korean using your favorite K-dramas, we have a first group of class for free. Link is in the description.
7. Lee Byung-hun. Lee Byung-hun is widely regarded as one of Korea's most influential actors, and one of the first to successfully build a career beyond Asia. After becoming a leading man in Korean dramas and films like Iris, Masquerade, Inside Men, and Mr. Sunshine, he set his sights on Hollywood at a time when few Korean actors had ventured into the international spotlight. His Hollywood leap paid off with major roles in G.I. Joe, Retaliation, Red 2, The Magnificent Seven, and Terminator: Genesis, where he held his own alongside global stars. Fluent in English and effortlessly intense on screen, he quickly stood out to international audiences. He also made history as the first Korean actor to present at the Oscars, later joining the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. In 2012, he and An Sung-ki became the first Korean actors honored at Grauman's Chinese Theater, a landmark moment for Korean talent on the global stage. Though he has a flourishing career and life abroad, he remains deeply committed to Korean cinema. He continues to take on major domestic projects, most recently leading Concrete Utopia and The Man Standing Next. His role as the frontman in Netflix's global phenomenon Squid Game added yet another layer to his already iconic legacy. With a career that bridges continents, Lee Byung-hun is more than a star. He's a pioneer whose global influence helped pave the way for the Korean wave as we know it today. 6. Steven Yeun. Born Yeon Sang-yeop on December 21, 1983, in Seoul, Steven Yeun moved with his family to Canada and later to the US, eventually growing up in Troy, Michigan. After studying psychology at Calvin College, he pivoted to acting, a decision that would make him one of the most recognizable Korean faces in Hollywood. Steven shot to global fame as Glenn in The Walking Dead, and later solidified his legacy with Minari, earning an Academy Award nomination for Best Actor, the first Asian American actor to do so in nearly 60 years. His performance was raw, deeply personal, and groundbreaking. Now based in Los Angeles with his wife and children, Steven Yeun has built his entire career outside Korea. Though he rarely appears in Korean projects, his work has deeply influenced Asian representation in Western media. For many, he's a symbol of identity, success, and authenticity, proof that a Korean actor can break barriers in Hollywood without losing who they are. 5. Bae Doona. Born on October 11, 1979, in Seoul, Bae Doona was raised in a theatrical household, her mother a respected stage actress, instilling in her a love for performance from an early age. She began her career as a model before making the leap into acting, where her unconventional looks and fearless approach quickly earned her acclaim in films like Take Care of My Cat, The Host, Air Doll, and Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance. But Doona's ambition was never confined to one country. Her international breakthrough came with Cloud Atlas, where she played multiple roles and starred alongside Hollywood icons. She followed this with a leading role in the Netflix original series Sense8, created by the Wachowskis, where her performance as Sunbak, a stoic but emotionally complex fighter, won her fans across the globe. Fluent in English and deeply comfortable in both Eastern and Western contexts, she splits her time between Seoul and Los Angeles. But what truly sets her apart is that she never had to choose between the two. Her career is living proof that it's possible to succeed in two vastly different industries. While many actors struggle to balance domestic and international work, she thrives in both, starring in high-profile Korean projects like The Drug King, Kingdom, and Next Sohee, while continuing to take on meaningful international roles. 4. Daniel Henney. Born on November 28, 1979 in Michigan, Daniel Henney is the son of a Korean adoptee mother and an American father. Raised in the US, he never expected to find fame in South Korea, but after working as a model in Asia, he was cast in the hit drama My Lovely Sam Soon.
You can stay at my place, you know. Aren't you uncomfortable?
아니요, 괜찮아. I'm okay. I like it here. I'm meeting lots of wonderful people.
Despite not speaking Korean at the time, his natural charm and screen presence made him an instant star. Henney learned the language, embraced his roots, and became a beloved figure in Korean entertainment, with roles in Spring Waltz, The Fugitive, Plan B, and the film My Father. At the same time, he steadily built a Hollywood career, appearing in X-Men Origins, Wolverine, voicing Tadashi in Big Hero 6, and starring in Criminal Minds and The Wheel of Time. Now based in Los Angeles, Henney moves easily between Korea and the US, balancing both industries with ease. His bicultural background and international appeal make him one of the few Korean American actors to thrive on both sides of the world. He's not just crossing borders, he's redefining them. That's why he lands firmly at number 4 on this list. 3. Ma Dong-seok. Born in Seoul on March 1st, 1971, Ma Dong-seok, also known as Don Lee, emigrated to the US in his youth and grew up in Ohio. Before acting, he studied in America and worked as a personal trainer for MMA fighters, which shaped his signature tough guy image. Despite living much of his life in the US, he returned to South Korea to pursue acting, and quickly became a household name with unforgettable roles in Train to Busan, The Outlaws, and the Roundup series. Known for playing powerful, emotionally grounded characters, Ma redefined what a leading man could look like in Korean cinema. Fluent in English and a US citizen, Ma still lives part-time in America with his wife, Ye Jung-hwa, and made his Hollywood debut as Gilgamesh in Marvel's Eternals, becoming the first Korean actor to play a superhero in the MCU. He now balances both industries, headlining Korean blockbusters while keeping doors open in Hollywood. Second, Sandra Oh born on July 20th, 1971, in Nepean, Ontario, Canada. Sandra Oh is the daughter of South Korean immigrants who settled in Canada before she was born. Despite early pushback from her family, she pursued acting with relentless determination and ended up becoming one of the most celebrated Asian actresses in the West. She rose to fame as Christina Young in Grey's Anatomy, earning critical acclaim and a devoted fan base. Her career soared even higher with Killing Eve, where her powerful performance earned her a Golden Globe, a Screen Actors Guild Award, and a historic Emmy nomination as the first Asian woman nominated for lead actress in a drama series. Sandra lives between Canada and the US and rarely visits South Korea, but she's never far from her roots. She speaks proudly of her heritage and has become a vocal advocate for Asian representation in entertainment, using her platform to fight against industry discrimination and stereotypes. 1. Daniel Dae Kim. Born on August 4, 1968, in Busan, South Korea, Daniel Dae Kim moved to the United States at a young age and was raised in New York. He studied at Haverford College and later earned an MFA in acting from NYU's prestigious Tisch School of the Arts. Daniel became a trailblazer for Asian representation in Hollywood with breakout roles in Lost, Hawaii 5-0, and The Good Doctor. But he didn't stop at acting. Through his production company, 3AD, he championed stories led by Asian talent, working to change an industry from within. Now based in Hawaii and Los Angeles, Daniel rarely visits South Korea, yet speaks proudly of his heritage. He's been a powerful voice against anti-Asian hate, advocating for equity, visibility, and systemic change in entertainment and beyond. Daniel Dae Kim isn't just a successful Korean-American actor. He's a leader, creator, and activist whose work has opened doors for countless others. For his global influence, cultural advocacy, and unwavering commitment to change, he takes the well-earned top spot on our list. No matter where you are in the world, Korean stars have a way of bringing us together. Drop your country's flag in the comments. Let's show how global this fandom truly is.
안녕하세요. Hi, my name is Jalen. On Sunday, July 13th, Eastern Standard Time, we invite you to join a Korean language class using your favorite K-dramas. Every week, we meet on Zoom to break down real drama scenes and learn useful Korean phrases you hear in your favorite shows. It's beginner-friendly, fun, and totally different from boring textbooks. You'll practice speaking, understand what the actors are really saying, and learn naturally with other fans. The first class is completely free. Just click in the link to save your spot right now and join our private Facebook group where we will post updates and useful materials. I'll see you in class. 감사합니다.